Well, it's time for my traditional Christmas rant. Let's start off with something here. Now, this twat here, he's like a lot of people in this country, they abhor silence. So here was it all very, very nice and quiet and peaceful, but no, that's not good enough for him. He has to rock up here and open all these doors and put his car stereo on as loud as he possibly can. Now, this country, the people work very much on a live and let live basis, and that's all very well, but it kind of works against you. Well, it certainly works against us Falang like me that do not live on a live and let live basis. I'll give you an example. This twat here, let's say it was his birthday or there was a family celebration, he would not think twice about rocking up with a huge set of loudspeakers and sticking them in the road outside his house and your house if he's a neighbour, and having an all-night party, and you're expected to just go along with it without complaining because it's live and let live. Well, for a Falang that would just drive them crazy, and if he tried that in my country he'd be arrested, and if he tried it where I lived in Tombstone he'd be lucky not to get shot. And it just typifies the attitude around here. You know, they don't think twice about having about half a dozen shit little dogs in their house just yapping and screaming and wailing all night. They're quite happy with that, and they don't care about its effect on you. Anyway, that's the start of this year's Christmas rant. I'll continue my walk now. And another thing, I keep obviously keeping in contact with the latest news stories from the UK, though I'm not resident there anymore. You know, it's where I was born, where I was brought up, and more and more now you see reports largely on the Daily Excess website, I must admit, so how true they are is always open to question, but the latest one I saw was about the usual police harassment of motorists. It's now reported that if there's too much snow on your roof or your windshield hasn't been cleared enough, you can be levied with a £10,000 fine. If your license plate has got too much mud on it and can't easily be read by the security cameras that are installed to keep track of you wherever you go, then another multi-thousand-pound fine would be forthcoming. Isn't it symptomatic of a police force that can't catch burglars, that they go and harass motorists? It's about all they can do, and it's a sign of the times. It's been getting that way more and more in Britain for a long time. God, I can see I can understand the attitude of a lot of my friends in America, that freedom over everything, you know, even though it might be detrimental to the common good. This report is from the BBC website, so it must be true, but it appears that Boris is working up to locking everyone down in Britain again, due to the Omnion variant, and he's walking a political tightrope here. Obviously he's under severe threat from his own party right now due to one thing and another. I think the last nail in his coffin was last Christmas, while he had everyone's arse locked down. He organised this big Christmas party in Downing Street, where him and his henchmen all ignored all of his own COVID regulations, you know, whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, true enough, the Omnion cases are rising in the UK, and right now they daren't announce too stringent measures, you know. I mean, if they lock everyone up for Christmas, then they're dead, basically. But they're currently on Plan B, which is a certain level of restrictions. I'm not quite sure of the details, but masks must be worn, and you probably got to show proof of double vaccination going into anywhere. You have to be careful with that, because you're stepping perilously close onto compulsory ID cards, which you need to keep track of everyone, because not everyone's got a passport or a driving license. So got to watch it there as well. So I don't think there'll be a lockdown this side of Christmas, but I reckon that once the last notes of Auld Lang Syne are dying away in 2022, your asses are going to be locked down, and it'll be to save the NHS. Well, if the NHS was fit for purpose, it wouldn't need saving, would it? But anyway, just my opinion. It's me again. I've just been reading the Daily Excess prior to my walk, where hopefully I can continue my Christmas rant. But I'm a big fan of Alice Cooper's, you know, and in his Brutal Planet show, he's got a song, part of the lines of which go, I've got every kind of chemical pumping through my head. I read Mein Kampf daily just to keep my hatred fed. Well, with me it's a bit like that. I mean, I don't read Mein Kampf, but I read the Daily Excess daily just to keep my hatred fed, because it gives me so much scope because of their dodgy journalism standards, and I won't say lies, but uncorroborated mistakes and whatever. There's almost a limitless source of stuff there to get annoyed by, you know. It's wonderful. But going back to what I was saying now, if the Omnion variant has now become the dominant strain, and they're prevaricating in the UK anyway about whether to reintroduce the lockdown. There's got to be a way out of this, hasn't there? Can't carry on like this forever. After the Omnion variant, there'll be the Techniche variant, or maybe the Omnibus variant. They're all going to come along and blow through the world's population, one after the other, in and out of lockdown. Can't organise anything, can't run a life. Where does it end? Maybe global vaccination, maybe everyone in the world has got to be vaccinated, but that's not the cure really, because even if you vaccinate the majority, the different strains are going to come through, and even if the different strains didn't come through, you're going to need booster shots. These vaccinations are not like the old polio jab. That I had a polio jab when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I'm still immune to polio. But that doesn't seem to work with COVID, does it? The most you can hope for is maybe a year's worth of immunity, maybe only 6 months. And it isn't immunity. Unlike polio, having the jab doesn't stop you from catching COVID. It just stops you from getting very sick from it. So it's not going to stop the spread of it. So where is the answer? Where is the way out of this situation? I don't see one, to be fair. At least not one that anyone is going to want to live with. Meanwhile, it's a license for the pharmaceuticals to print unheard of wadges of cash, because these vaccinations don't come cheap, even if they're making them for the entire world. Where are we going? What have we become here on Brutal Planet? To quote Alice Cooper one more time. Well, just because you live out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the country, doesn't mean some idiot is not going to set up some loudspeakers outside your house. I thought it was the police car, but it's not. It's this idiot over here who sometimes does this. Like, peace and quiet isn't good enough. He's got to ruin everyone else's bloody rest and relaxation as well, you know. But it's Thai live and let live. If this was the USA, that police truck would be arresting it, fucker. Anyway, he does this from time to time. It's not unknown. Well, just heading back towards the bike. Back where I started. 6 kilometers or 4 miles down. And that's about enough ranting for 1 year. So my Christmas rant is over for 2021. Here is the bike. Am I going to be locked out, or is everything cool? So here we go. There, it's open. Good. We just have to wait and see whether that was the issue or not. So anyway, all from me for 2021, at least rant wise. Hope to do a Christmas Day video at the very least. We'll see. That's only another four days or 3 and a bit days away. So I'll wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year wherever you may be. Bye bye.